Welcome back to the video. In this video, we are going to study your chapter 2, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In the previous chapter, we studied about the different types of reproduction, that was sexual and asexual modes. Now, in your notes, the first point says that sexual reproduction is the process of development of new organisms from two parents through fusion of male and female gamete. It's just a kind of revision. We did this in the last chapter. Now, the flower is the main structure concerned with reproduction. So, the reproductive organs or the sporophylls are produced within the flowers. Remember that the reproductive organs are known as sporophylls. The sporophylls are of two types. First is microsporophylls, that is the stamen, the male part, and the second is megasporophylls, that is the carpel, that is your female part. So carpel is distinguished as ovary bearing ovule, style, and stigma, whereas in case of stamen, it is distinguished as filament, anther, and connective. Now, in your NCERT book, this diagram is given, a diagrammatic representation of the LS of a flower. So you can see all the parts labeled over here very clearly. So this is known as your stigma. Stigma is extended and which is forming the style, and it goes and joins to the ovary. So this is mainly your female reproductive part. I'm marking it down for you to make it clear. So this is your stigma, style, and ovary, and within the ovary there are the ovules. Understood? And talking about the male part, this is your anther. Anther then extends to the filament. Okay, so this becomes your male part. Now the other parts of the flower are also labeled over here, that is the petals, the sepals, the nectiferous area where actually the honeybees extract the nectar. Now, talking about reproduction, the whole process of sexual reproduction in flowering plants can be divided into three steps. So the first step will be the pre-fertilization, then double fertilization occurs in angiosperms, and the last step will be post-fertilization events. Okay? So the pre-fertilization events can be studied under the following points. The first point is your pollen grain formation. Okay? Second is the embryo sac formation. The third is pollination, and the last is pollen pistil interaction. So our first topic which we are going to study is pollen grain formation. So what is pollen grain? What is the male reproductive part? First we'll learn that. A stamen is the male reproductive unit of angiosperm. What are angiosperms? The plants which bear flowers are known as angiosperms. It consists of anther and a filament, and the anther is bilobed and the lobe encloses 4 pollen sacs or microsporangia. This diagram shows that the anther is bilobed. You can see it is divided into two segments, bilobed, and inside these lobes you have 4 pollen grains. Okay, and this part is known as your microsporangium, and together what we call this? And together we call this as an anther. Next point says that each pollen sac consists of a number of pollen grains. The 4 pollen sacs lie in 4 corners of the dithecous anther. This is the diagram of the dithecous anther. You can see the pollen sacs are lying in the 4 corners of the bilobed dithecous anther. Now, coming to the definition of dithecous anther, it says that an anther that contains 2 lobes that are joined together by a non-sporangious tissue is called as the connective. This is the diagram of connective. Okay, the anther wall is made up of 4 layers. An anther dehisces by slits to liberate pollen grains. So dehiscence of anther means that it will split and it will release out the pollen grains before the time of pollination, and the anther wall is made up of 4 layers, and we will discuss that later in the section. Now coming to the anther development. The anther development starts from a mass of homogeneous meristematic cells surrounded by an epidermis, and 4 layers of archisporal cells are differentiated. Now what are archisporal cells? I'll give you a definition. A cell or a group of primitive cells that forms cell from which spores are developed. So basically these are the kind of cells which these are kind of primitive cells which differentiates further and forms the spore cells. That means that in the beginning it will be the archiporal cells, and after differentiation these cells are going to develop in the spore cells. Okay, now each archisporal cells divides to form 2 types of cells, a primary peritial cell and a primary sporogenous cells. Now see, these points are not given in your NCERT book, but still I am revising this because these are necessary for your अंडरस्टैंडिंग। यहाँ पे आपको बोल रहा है कि आपका जो आर्चियोस्पोरियल सेल्स जो कि स्पोर्स में फॉर्म होने वाला है वो एक्चुअली दो टाइप के सेल्स में डिवाइड होता है। तो पहला आपका होगा अ प्राइमरी पेरिटियल सेल एंड अ प्राइमरी स्पोरोजेनस सेल। ओके, सो प्राइमरी पेरिटियल सेल क्या होता है, वो सेवरल टाइम्स डिवाइड करता है और एक एंथर वॉल को प्रोड्यूस करता है। वेराज स्पोरोजेनस सेल्स के बारे में अगर हम पढ़ें तो ये बहुत कम डिविजन्स को ऑकर करता है और ये पीएमसी है यानी कि पोलिन मदर सेल्स है उसमें डेवलप हो जाता है। अंडरस्टूड? रिमेंबर द पैरेंटियल सेल्स divides and forms the anther wall, whereas in case of sporogenous cells it divides into the pollen mother cells. Understood? Next point says that in innermost layer of the cell wall that lies in contact with the PMS. PMS means pollen mother cell. जो सबसे अंदर वाला जो आपका वॉल है को कहा जाता है टैपेटम। ओके, द टैपेटम इज सिग्निफिकेंट इन पॉलन डेवलपमेंट। तो टैपेटम के सिग्निफिकेंस के बारे में भी आगे हम लोग चैप्टर में पढ़ेंगे। टैपेटम इज वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स इन द nurturing of the pollen grains. Tapetum means that it is a tissue present within the anther that provides nourishment to the growing spores, as I told you. Okay, the layer below the epidermis forms the endothecium. यहाँ पे आपको endothecium दिख रहा है, epidermis दिख रहा है। The outermost layer is known as the epidermis, and just below the epidermis lies the endothecium. And after that comes a few middle layers, and the innermost layer consists of the tapetum and the microspore mother cells. Now we'll study the walls of anther in detail. Okay, so the first layer is the epidermis, that is the single layer of the cells and protective in function. So ये जो आपका anther होता है इसके सबसे outer most layer को हम लोग एपिडर्मिस कहते हैं। जैसे कि हम लोग का स्किन होता है उसे भी हम लोग एपिडर्मल लेयर कहते हैं, उसी तरह से एंथर के ऊपर जो आउटर मोस्ट कवरिंग विच वी सी विच हेल्प्स इन प्रोटेक्शन ऑल्सो इज नोन एज एपिडर्मिस। उसके जस्ट नीचे आपको आता है एंडोथीशियम। तो व्हाट इज एंडोथीशियम? Single layered second wall. Cells have a cellulose thickening with a little pectin and lignin. It helps in anther dehiscence. तो जब anther break होता है to release the spores, the endothecium helps in enhancing it. उसके बाद क्या होता है आपका middle layers आता है। आप यहाँ पे देखोगे epidermis is the outermost, second comes the endothecium. This is the endothecium. The first is the epidermis. Next 2-3 layers which is going to come are the middle layers. So it ranges from 1 to 6 layers. So when the anther gets matured, these middle layers just simply degenerate. और tapetum के बारे में आते हैं, जो last आपका layer है that is the innermost layer. So innermost layer of the anther wall surrounding the sporogenous tissues. So basically जो spores होते हैं या PMC होते हैं उसे जो tapetum layer होता है वो उसे surround करता है। आप यहाँ पे देखोगे ये tapetum का layer है। This layer is known as the tapetum layer and inside you can see these spore mother cells. Now अगर मैं डिटेल में जाऊँ टैपेटम लेयर के बारे में तो पहला पॉइंट हमें मिलेगा कि टैपेटल सेल्स आर न्यूट्रिटिव। व्हाई? बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स इन द nourishment of the spores also, so it must be nutritive. They are multinucleated and polyploid, that means they are having more than one nucleus. Understood? Next point says that the upish bodies are deposited in the exine of the microspore wall. Now what is exine we'll be learning later in the chapter. Coming to the types of tapetum are of two types. The first type is the secretory or the glandular, and the second is amoeboid or the periplasmodial. Definition of glandular tapetum says that the tapetal cells remain in situ all through the development of the microspore and finally they degenerate. Whereas the amoeboid tapetal layer says that the cells break through the radial wall to release the protoplast in the pollen chamber. These protoplasts now fuse to form the perisplasmodium. तो देखो यहाँ पे जो आपका सेक्रेटरी या फिर ग्लैंडुलर टैपेटम सेल्स है वो आपके इन सिटू इन्वायरमेंट के साथ अटैच रहता है और वो हेल्प करता है माइक्रोस्पोर को डेवलप करने में। एज सून एज द स्पोर्स विल गेट डेवलप कम्प्लीटली वो डिजेनरेट हो जाएगा। वेर एज इन केस ऑफ एमीबॉइड व्हाट हैपेंस, ये ब्रेक करता है अपने सेल वॉल को, सेल वॉल से ये रिलीज करता है अपना प्रोटोप्लास्ट किसमें, पोलन चेम्बर में। ओके, सो ये जो प्रोटोप्लास्ट होता है वो फ्यूज करता है पोलन ग्रेन्स के साथ पेरीप्लाज्मोडियम फॉर्म करने में। अंडरस्टूड? अगर आप एनसीईआरटी बुक में देखो तो ये आपको दिख रहा है अ डेहिसेंस्ड एंथर। ओके, दैट मीन्स यहाँ से ब्रेक हो चुका है वॉल, जो एपिडर्मल लेयर था, दिस पर्पल लेयर यू कैन सी दैट इज द एपिडर्मल लेयर, ये ब्रेक होता है और आपका पोलन ग्रेन्स रिलीज आउट होता है। ठीक है, ये आपके 4 चेम्बर्स थे, जो हम लोग ने पढ़ा बाइलोब्ड है। देखो यहाँ पे ये जो एंथर है 2 लोब्स में ये डिवाइडेड है और अंदर में आपको 4 पॉलन सैक्स दिखते हैं और इन 4 पॉलन सैक्स के अंदर आपको मिलता है पॉलन ग्रेन। नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस दैट हाउ द पॉलन ग्रेन फॉर्म्स। यहाँ पे आपका क्वेश्चन आ रहा है कि पॉलन ग्रेन के रिलीज होने से पहले आखिर पॉलन ग्रेन डेवलप कैसे होता है, तो उसके बारे में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे। सो दैट प्रोसेस इज नोन एज माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस। व्हाई वी आर कॉलिंग दिस माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस? बिकॉज we studied in the beginning of the chapter that the male gametes are known as microspores whereas the female gametes are known as megaspores. So microsporogenesis आपको ये बताएगा कि जो microspores है यानी कि जो male spores है उनका formation कैसे होता है. So the formation and the differentiation, the simple definition says that the formation and the differentiation of the microspore is known as microsporogenesis. जो आपके pollen mother cells है PMC, please don't get confused. PMC मतलब होता है pollen mother cells. So the PMCs undergo meiosis. Each forms tetrahedral tetrad. Cytokinesis may be successive or simultaneous. तो बेसिकली टेट्राड जो फॉर्म होता है उसके अलग अलग शेप्स होते हैं. तो यहाँ पे इस डायग्राम में आप लोग शेप्स देख पाओगे. पहला शेप दैट इज टेट्राहेड्रल, isobilateral, the second one is, the third one is ducasata, the fourth is linear, and the last one is T-shaped. And what is the most common? The tetrahedral, which is the first one, is the most common. Okay, तो अगर आप अपनी एनसीईआरटी बुक में जाओगे तो आपको जो माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस है उसके बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं बताया जा रहा है. उसमें सिंपली आपको एक डेफिनेशन दे दिया जा रहा है और थोड़ा सा जिस्ट दे दिया जा रहा है. बट यहाँ पे मेरे नोट्स में आप देखोगे तो मैंने थोड़े डिटेल में लिखा है. आपको एनसीईआरटी के फॉर्म में पढ़ाती हूँ. तो एनसीईआरटी में द माइक्रोस्पोर्स as they are formed are arranged in a cluster of 4 cells. Okay, उसको हम लोग कहते हैं टेट्रा. डायग्राम में आपने देखा. So in this diagram you will see that the number of pollen grains clustered together in most of them are mainly 4. Okay, 1 2 3 4 you can count over here. You can see together they are forming a cluster. So this cluster is known as a tetrad. Understood? As the anthers mature and dehydrate, okay, as the anther will get mature they will start to dehydrate. The microspores dissociate from each other and developed into pollen grains. Now inside each microsporangium several thousands of microspores or pollen grains are formed that are released with the dehiscence of the anther. So this means that inside these microsporangium there are thousands and thousands of pollen grains, and as soon as they get mature they just release, and this releasing out is marked by dehiscence. Understood? When your epidermal layer will break and the release of pollen grains will occur, that event is known as dehiscence of anther. Understood? dehiscence of anther के बारे में आई होप आप क्लियर हो गए होंगे. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक आपका यहाँ पे एनसीईआरटी शुरू कर रहा है, दैट इज pollen grains. So with this we come to the end of the video. The rest of the topics are discussed in the later video. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want the notes, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much.